there. Now that should be fucking working, shouldn't it? Is that all dandy? Is that all good? Hopefully it is. Hopefully it is. So what I'm going to do, because I've not been able to get back to everybody, in fact anyone today, the people that have called me, they've got a few calls to go in after this, but other than that, I've got loads of questions for people, and I'm just going to whiz them off. I'm not saying they're the true answers, I'm saying that's my answers, and in the eyes of the law, this is what I would be doing, and my answers to anything that I say are down to me, not anyone else. So there was one I saw a moment ago, and it was literally the top of the fucking pack as well. Typically, it's not there now. But it was literally saying that if you had, if someone's raised a allegation against you in terms of, you can prove that it's like a non-molestation order, you can prove it being that she's lied and she's exaggerated about the truth or whatever, then what can you do? Is there anything you can do? In my view, probably no. Right, because you can complain about it and you can prove that she is lying. That's what you can do, or he is lying. I can't remember if it was a he or a she. And ultimately, it'll go down as being either upheld or not upheld. If it's not upheld, then a bit like Johnny Depp and whatever, then you're innocent. But then if it is upheld, then you've got to go and then you're guilty. That's based on probability as well. That's based on probability, not always the best friend to everyone. So yeah, so if you've got, what will happen off the back of that is nothing, because it's her truth. It's her truth as she sees it. And because it's her truth, and she's done a statement of truth on that, there'll be nothing that comes off the back of it. There is. Advice needed. An ex-partner makes a fake 999 call, and you can prove it's malicious. What can you do about it? Because the police don't seem bothered. That's because they're not. Because this is a fake call. I've been stopped having contact until it goes back to court. I already have a court order in place. Yeah. So because she's put the call in, exactly the same situation as many people, including many people. I was going to say his name there, but I can't. So when something has been said, regardless of whether it's true or not, an allegation has been made. The process is that an allegation has been made. Now, no one knows if that allegation is true or not. You know if that allegation is true or not. So you know you're innocent, so therefore there should be no reason for you not having contact. However, because an allegation has been made and it goes through to the professionals don't know you from being anyone. You could be Moira Hindley, whatever her name is. But you could be anyone, and they're not going to take that risk because something's been said. Because it's been said, an allegation's been made, it has to be heard. And that's just bullshit. That's just the unfortunate world of family law, because someone can say something so simply and it can impact so much. And that's the problem. I've got clients who are police officers, and they're office bound due to the fact that they've had allegations put to them for violence. That's unfortunate. It's just the way of the system. So you can fight it, but then if you fight it, then you look more like the aggressor. So very much there's a process in place. If you don't know the process, then you need to understand the process. If you understand the process, and as long as it takes, you can't get that time back. I get that. That's the frustrating bit. You can't get that time back. But ultimately, regardless of the time you can't get back, you can't change that. You can't change that. There's not nothing you can do to change that. All you can do is make sure that you're giving your best version of you to the professionals and to the courts, because they will know how frustrating the process is, because some judges even agree with you. There's one here, so there's one here that says, that's a bit of a long one, I'm going to do that one. Too much, you don't want to hear me reading all of that. So there's also like walking the length of Ireland, a marathon for 14 days, highlighting parental alienation across Ireland. That's genius. That's just genius. I fucking think that's brilliant. I suggested doing something like that in for England, like walking from one end of England down to the other end. I'm too busy now to do that sort of shit, so I couldn't be able to because I'm too busy working. But it's something that we should do, you know. I still want to do that. They've taken my idea and they've put it in Ireland. Today is the day. Woke up in my hotel room in and my son's christening, not knowing the day's going to go. So nervous. Just hope he has a good day. I hope he did have a good day. I hope he did. I hope he did. Let's have a look. We've got some more questions here. Come on. I wondered if someone could get any advice. I've had a court order in place for around 3 months now, and I thought it was building up my relationship back with my daughter. However, my ex-partner has now said that she is struggling with anxiety, and that my daughter has texted me 3 times in 3 weeks saying she's not coming due to the feeling. Well, okay, now this is pure typical alienating behaviours. Yeah, this is the start. This is the start. You've got a long road ahead, because no one's going to believe you, first of all. This is the start of the PA, parental alienation, and first of all, I call it 3-strike rule. I'll be back in court now. C79. Enforce the order. Enforce it, because it's going to turn into 3 weeks. It's going to turn into 4 weeks, and 5 weeks, and next thing you know, it's done. It's gone. This is so that's it. So definitely, that is. Is it worth going back to the solicitor? Don't even go to the solicitor. Do not go to the solicitor. Do not go to the solicitor. You don't need the solicitor. This is so straightforward. Don't need a solicitor at all. Well, just no. Don't need a solicitor. Call me. Call me. They definitely don't need a solicitor. Definitely don't need a solicitor. I'll tell you what to do. So, gents, I'm absolutely baffled. So, this is family law. I'm absolutely baffled. Law is meant to be so straightforward, isn't it? Law is meant to be straightforward. It's meant to be so easy to everyone to navigate it. Everyone knows that you're not supposed to kick a cat. Otherwise, you're going to get in trouble for kicking a cat. So no one kicks a cat, and you get the other person that does kick a cat, and that person's going to get in trouble. Everyone knows where they stand. Family law, no one has a clue. No one has a clue where they stand. No one has a Scooby-Doo. No one has a Scooby. Right. So that's that there. Right. So then, right. So absolutely baffled. So I received the final hearing statement today, and basically it's full of lies. Why am I not surprised? Like, to the point of he's gobsmacked and questioning the children's mother's mental capacity. You've got to, unfortunately, but I'll go and ask them for a psychological assessment just yet. So a few examples of saying attended the house when I haven't apparently been there to see my son. Basically making up stories about you. Have evidence to disprove most of what she's saying. That's fine. But this is the final hearing. Is it a final hearing for a child arrangements order, or is it a final hearing for finding of facts hearing, or contested hearing? So it's a final hearing. So if it's a final hearing, there's going to be an order made off the back of this. Then I wouldn't even worry about what she's saying. I would ignore it and literally focus on the future. Focus on the future. Let her throw the fucking shit. Let her throw the mud at you, and then you just focus on the child. Focus on why this is not a very good thing for the child. What she's written to you. Blah blah blah. So literally, you've got massive. What she's doing there is she's trying to do exactly what she's done. I.e., she's making you react emotionally, because that's what you're doing, because that's what we do. Because she's talking barefaced lies about us. So the natural thing we're going to do is we're going to be literally defending ourselves. And you're going to defend yourself with the but then you're taking it away from what it's meant to be. You're taking it away from the child, and it's meant to be with the child. So the focus is on the child. And what she's doing is she's taking it away from the child. You're taking it away from the child by defending yourself. Forget about what she's saying, and literally go that way. Okay, I'll get that in a minute. So yeah, so don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do the don't fall into the trap of responding to what she's got to say. Respond back with just your focus on the children. Ignore her allegations. Focus on what the judge asked you to write about. Okay, years later. Still fine for my son. Yes, I do see him when I'm meant to buy my ex like a weekend. We'll say he's at a birthday party he's been invited to, and I have to start picking him up later than usual due to football classes. time changing, blah blah blah. I went to court and fought for him. There's a court order that must be stuck to. Though I've never seen him on his birthday or Christmas, she's getting countless times, and I've been arrested for nothing. So much police, so much sick of it. I'm not surprised, mate. She makes my son call me a monster. Oh, mate, you need to call me, because there's ways about dealing with this, and I'm sure you're dealing with the best possible way you can. But I think for me, you need to get back to court. You need to go back to court. Simple. Go back to court. Right. So go back to court, because you're not going to be able to win any arguments with any social services or anyone. This is PA. Okay, this is PA. Parental alienation. I don't know if you can see this. Okay, fine. Alienation. So yeah. So that's what I would say there with that. People piss me off. That's what really wants. And things haven't changed. Things haven't changed, right? But back in the day, before when you were probably young and in happy relationships, in the same relationships that you're now divorced in or separated with. Back then in 2013, when you were happy, right, in your relationships or single, before you've met your ex-partners, or you were still in your honeymoon periods, or you were still having sex because you haven't had the babies yet, whatever it might be, you were happier then than what you are now. Otherwise you wouldn't be in the group and you wouldn't be going through what you're going through. I don't know where I was going with that, but I'm sure it was something quite important. But obviously, digressed too much and get there. Digressed a little bit too much. But that's fine. So, see you next Tuesday. Fine. So the parental alienation bit is there. Let's go back. Let's have some more juicy, bloody questions, because I've got a few more minutes left. Okay, so this is good. This is good. Yesterday, arguing with his wife, small thing, she gets so angry and asked me to leave, so I've left. Give her some time. I'll move. After she started threatening him, she called the police. So I called the police. So he called the police, and I said no problem. I think the solution is what we can do. So after she tried to hit me, I stopped her, but made her, and she made me scratch her on the face. And I was called another in by the police, and then he was arrested. I've been in the police station overnight, afternoon, and took my interview, and they sent me home. And then sent me home. Asked me to stay in a different place and don't contact your wife until they finish. Advised me it's bail conditions until next month when they do investigation. Not I have contact with 2 kids, 5 years old and 2-year-old. Anyone been through this experience? I'm sure we've all been through this experience in this group. There's only 3 comments there. But we've all been through this, man, and it's a nightmare, because now you're going to get the non-molestation. It's going to get you. Non-mol next. Give me a call. That's what's going to come next. You're going to get like non-molestation order. You're going to put you need to put an application in for your child arrangements order now. Do it now. Do it now. Put the child arrangements order in. Get ready. And then don't contest it. Don't contest the non-molestation order. Just take an undertaking, no findings, because otherwise she's going to be. Otherwise, you'll just take away time from doing the child arrangements application, because that's what she'll do. You'll put in for child arrangements order. She'll put in for the non-molestation order. Advice, please. 2 possible outcomes and the implications questions. Just waiting for finding the facts result, and then the result, and then the final hearing in October. But there's a problem. Dun, dun, dun. The children have been so alienated that one of them has even made up an initial allegation of sexual abuse. Case closed, no further action. But the damage is done. The problem is I cannot trust them in my home and with my new family. What if they make allegations about my son, my stepson, my wife, happy, stable home here? That's what this is scary shit, man. I fucking feel your pain. That's definitely scary shit. So you've got to take on board, right? So get and accept the old contact order as it was, with intentions of seeing them if we don't have adequate contacts in place, protections in place. Just refuse and take no contact order on the basis it cannot be protected. No. Right, what you do is you put protection. You find the solutions to what you need. You find the solutions. You put the solutions in place. You put your solutions in place. You make sure that that's acted upon. If she's not happy with it, then make an application in the court. Failing that, you make an application in the court. Put a C100 in. Put your application in the court to vary the order, and then change it how you want. But I would say with that is they've been brainwashed. They've been alienated. They've been fucking fucked up in the head. Yeah, and you may not be able to see it right now, but you'll see it in years to come. That's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure. So you can't hold that against your child. I'm sure you don't. But at the same point, you do need to protect yourself. You can't let anyone be in a room by themselves around that person by themselves. You've got to take full. You've got to make sure that you've probably put CCTV up in your where most people normally are. Not in bedrooms. They make sure it stays away from the bedrooms. Believe me, I say that. But people have put fucking CCTV in the bedrooms. Oh my god! I mean, like, they have. Unbelievable. Not my clients, by the way. Not my clients. Other parties. But yeah, so that's what I was at. So yeah, so you need to don't hold the child accountable for it. Build the relationship. I'm sure the child won't be saying that again. I'm sure they've the mum, whoever's brainwashed them, has realised it didn't work. After 7 years of looking after my son, I finally got lucky and found my ex-wife and him in Vegas. I asked for visitation, and she answered they were not there. I got a call from the police and asked for the civil standby. Oh, this is American though. Oh, this is this. Which looks like a bit of a nasty piece of work. If you have already paid the right amount of maintenance and your ex purely out of spite asks to collect and pay, to do it that way, yeah, my ex tried doing that. You can dispute it. I disputed it. I never did. I've never missed a payment. You just have to show them you've never missed a payment. As long as it goes through your bank, you'll be fine. Upload it or upload your bank statements. They won't take it. They shouldn't take it. They shouldn't take collect and pay because you pay 20% more. Chris Gibson, you need to call me, man. He hasn't called me today unless I've missed his call. That's one call. He hasn't. No, that was somehow James calling me. If people don't see that I'm doing a live that he wants to talk to me, some people have to wait. They have to wait. Now I've put on here, there's a few stuff that I'm putting out, information, right, about parental alienation, and the more you read and the more you understand, about the what it is, how it impacts the children, how it impacts you, how it impacts your relationships, everything, then your best bet is just to I say read and learn as much as you can. That's why I've been putting loads out there. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult and frustrating to read it all because it's a bit tiresome sometimes and the writing's really, really small. But ultimately, education is power. And I'd much rather be educated, have my own opinion, and have my own knowledge than be one of these little sheep that go around thinking they know everything and then they clearly don't. Because there's a lot of those, isn't there? There's a lot of those. But anyway, that's that for me. That's that. Look out for. I've got to do more of these as well. The reason I've got to do more of these is because I'm doing a thing where everything's going to be all in one place for everyone. Everything's going to be in one place. So all my haters, everyone who wants to hate me can go to the one place and just fucking hate me all there. And those who like me, or not like me, respect me enough to value what I say, and if I add value to them and their lives, then fantastic. I'm not sure that those people then come over, more of those, than the haters. But either way, I'm welcoming. I'm grateful for both. And that's another thing. Why I'm saying that now, because I did say I'd be half hour, and that's why I'm getting that phone call. But yep. So your mental health right now, people will say, oh, this is fucking mental, you can't do that, you can't fucking do that. I can, which means if I can do it, then everyone can do it, because I'm not that special. I'm not, clearly. But what I would say is, right, you are in charge of your brain. If you want to be happy, and I know it's difficult because sometimes your thoughts can get on top of you. But if you want to be happy, then you're in charge of your brain, and you can tell your brain that you're allowed to be happy. As a dad going through, not myself anymore, I've been alienated from my daughter since 2000. I've been attempted to be alienated from my daughter since 2013, 2014, since we broke up. It's not a new thing, it's not a recent thing, it's only just happened recently. It's not recently though, only just recently I started talking about parental alienation. It's not just recently, I've only just been doing this stuff. It's been going on for like about 10 years, yeah, just so we're clear. But the point I'm making is, I spent a lot of years being angry. And I think if there's one, not a regret, but there's one lesson that I've got that I want to try and give to as many people as possible, is like, you don't have to be angry just because you're missing your child. You don't have to be angry just because someone called you a cunt. You don't have to be angry just because someone stamped on your toe. You don't have to be angry because someone wants to talk about you and say negative stuff about you. You can take it how it is, and they're visualising their anger, their frustrations out in their world, however they see it. Because we are all just literally, we are energy, and none of it really matters at the end of the day, because we've all got our places that we're going to at the end of everything. And now I'm not going crazy, I'm just be like, everyone has their life, and everyone has their road, and everyone has their, it's all mapped out, it's all there. Everything happens when it's meant to happen, the way it's supposed to happen. Even if we have a massive glass bowl living over above us, yeah, some of us are going to be getting out of that. Yeah, some of us are welcoming of the distraction of people, the negativity of people, because it shows that we're alive. And not only that, it gives us strength and energy to go off. Positive energy to go off for other people. And that there is pretty much what I want to say. Don't be sad. Yes, be sad. You can be sad. Decompartmentalise. Be sad. But don't let it pull you down. Don't let it make you sad that it consumes you, that you can't move, that you can't get out of bed, that you can't get out of your card, little wooden box or whatever. You've got to be able to tell yourself and rise above everything and say, I'm sad, but I'm not going to let my ex-wife, who's taking my children, who alienating them against me, talking lies about me, I'm not going to let her ruin my life, because that's what she wants. She will not be happy, or he will not be happy until you're dead. And I'm speaking again from experience. Even then, they won't be happy. They will fucking be getting shit, and they'll be smothering all over your fucking gravestone and all sorts of shit. Maybe we can get some petrol. Put it on there as well. But let them be angry, because they're allowed to be. And if they want to spend their time being angry and bitter, let them be. That doesn't mean you have to be. And yes, you can be sad but still go out and have a good time. You can be sad and still go out and meet new people. You can be sad and still go on holiday. In fact, you doing things that make you happy, and the more that she says, oh, you don't want to fucking see your kids, or he says, the more you don't see your kids, the more they do that, the more it should be like happiness to you. I've got a client. He's dyslexic, so I do a few people with dyslexic, so I do the typing for them. And we sent over threw the ball back really hard with this solicitor who is not whose client is not following the court order, and we threw the ball back quite hard. And They threw their toys at the fan. They breached the court order. So we said, no, we're not jumping backwards and forwards. This is how you're going to do it. This is how it's going to work. Blah, blah, blah. That solicitor threw his toys at the fan. Big time. Oh, you're being aggressive. Not being aggressive. Just pointing out the facts. Just pointing out the facts that you're not in a position to do this because you're breaching the order. Just because we sent you the link to teach you step-by-step instructions on how to do a C-79 an enforcement order, which we did, in case you didn't know, he got offended by it. And apparently we're being aggressive. I think it's a bit harsh myself. But there you go, that's just my opinion. It doesn't count for too much. But I'll tell you this now, I promise you now the judges won't even care for either. It's like the Wild West when you're arguing with solicitors. Anyway, I've got stuff to get on with and people to speak to and things to type and documents to put together. If anyone needs anything to do with family law or support, we've got a number, 800 999 1221. Whatever other way of reaching out and contacting me, or any of the other admins. Keep giving love and loving each other, even in adversity, even when they're coming with you with so much hate, and you just want to hate back. Just keep giving love, because they won't know what to do with it, and they're just angry and upset and bitter, and that's all anyone is. Angry, upset and bitter because their own thing, they're not able to put their mask on the way they want to let people think they are who they are, which is why you should always be who you are and be solid to who you are and honest to yourself with who you are and what you are. Which is why it's about owning your fucking shit. Which is why I do. Anyway, now, peace and love. Lala's glove. That there said, be good. If you can't be good, don't be.